Thanks, Anuj, and team of experts who are all assembled here. And thanks, Anuj and Corporate Galaxy for giving me this opportunity to be part of this group of experts. I think we have already had some discussion and one very detailed presentation by Balkishan giving all the details of the schemes or the package that the central government came out with. I have in my presentation, in fact, what CA Sunil Pandey mentioned earlier, as independent professionals, as say chartered company secretaries, we have a responsibility to ensure that we are not just on one side of the business cycle. We are not just either on part of the government or opposing the government unnecessarily, but we have to be balanced in our views and bring out issues so that there will be improvement going forward. Mr. Rajaraman has clearly mentioned a number of REs, especially his last two slides were fantastic. He used lots of REs. That reminded me that when our bodies are tired, we go for rejuvenation. When our souls thirst for spirituality, we go for retreats. And our computer screens hang and we do refresh. So it is quite normal for MSMEs or whoever who are going through this torrid time affected by this virus that has spread, a tiny microorganism that has affected the whole world. So it is quite natural for us to go into reimagine mode, revive mode, rebudget mode, and all of that. So in this sense, I have the task of examining the policy, government policy and action and its timeliness, and try to compare a bit with the similar economies of the world. So what has brought us into this kind of situation is this pandemic that has caused lots of distress, almost a fear of extinction for businesses. So rightly, MSMEs have lots of expectations from the government. Why they should have the expectations from the government? Because like if you are a child taken care by your parents, you go to your parents for help. Like MSMEs are here contributing to this economy, as we have seen in the numbers that were provided. I am not going to dwell much into the numbers because you have already heard that. But my point is MSMEs need help. Self-reliance, self-dependence, Atmanirbharata can also be understood as fend for yourself, do it yourself. I can't do too much kind of a scene, but it's not so. Government has got a number of schemes. Whether they will reach the MSMEs, that will be the question. That is what I am trying to examine in this presentation, and also analyzing any gaps between the expectations and response. Now, in this sense, I have one question. I'm sorry for asking this question. I have not seen anyone elaborate on that. I have seen the past definition of the government for MSMEs, which we saw in the earlier slide of Mr. C.A. Balakishan. Earlier definition was more on the investment for manufacturing and services separately, and investments more in fixed assets, because that time we had what is known as industries, small scale industries and other industries. So the definition came from those for fixed asset investment. But now it has been changed to include the turnover only. However, we have only two words that are used: manufacturing and service. I have a strange feeling. Have we consciously excluded trading, or are we assuming that trading is included? I have no answer. Maybe one of the experts later on will clarify that. Because for me, E stands for enterprises. E does not stand just for industries. And trading enterprises contribute to employment, contribute to revenue, contribute to the economy, GDP, and also they pay all the taxes. They add value, they pay taxes to the government. So it is all but natural. If trading is not included, someone has to inform the government, because trading brings the products from the manufacturer to the consumer, and also are struggling right now. They have inventories, they have receivables, and without they getting some support to liquidate their current assets into cash and then pay up the suppliers and then bring the liquidity, that could be a little difficulty. Now, having seen this as the first gap from my analysis, I will go into a screen where I have put about 3-4 points, key points. What were MSME's expectations and what was the government's response for that? Recently, we heard our Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, confessing that almost rupees 5 lakh crores is due to MSMEs from government and PSU sector alone. What is the response from the finance ministry? Finance ministry comes up and says rupees 3 lakh crore loans will be given to MSMEs with its guarantee. Now, there was a very good question asked, exactly who is financing whom? Is MSME going to the bank, taking money, paying interest, and helping itself because government and PSU has not paid them promptly? Now, I have seen CA Balakrishn's presentation, which says in 45 days, the PSUs and the government sector has to repay. See, I have a live example of a professional who is IIT, IIM, as well as MS from UK. And he has been doing his own business, going through lots of red tape. And he says, I have a lot of outstanding from government because he contributes to the government. He's in the infrastructure field. He brings in new technology. He brings in efficiency. He ensures the job done in much lesser time using this technology. He says, my money is pending. I don't want any loan. I just want a payment from the public sector and the government. So this is a point which we have to understand. And at the same time, we also saw media reports saying that some of the foreign suppliers were paid in priority. Could be the defense deals or whatever. Because what is necessary is the government has to open its eyes for MSMEs. Second point I put in here is expedite tax refunds. Again, the same gentleman has about 5.5 lakh rupees of tax refunds to due from the government. And he says, department has asked some questions recently, but it has taken a long time. Now, what the government has done is it has cut the TDS, TCS rates by 25%, which means if the TDS rate was 10%, now it is 7.5 and so on. It has extended the IT returns filing date, which is fine. For administratively, it is fine. It is good for practicing CAs also to complete, helping the MSMEs complete their balance sheets and get the audits and things completed. But that also means if the return filing date is delayed, your processing of the returns will also be delayed, and the refunds for the current year will also be delayed. That also has to be borne in mind. MSMEs wanted some support in terms of meeting their operating expenses, but we saw government imposing pressure on many entities for payment of salaries, full salaries, not to retrench staff, which is impossible. Some of the MSMEs can't even survive for even for a few days. They have no cash left in their balance sheets. So in this situation, the government has asked banks to give loans to MSMEs to meet these expenses, but it is quite difficult. Even though there are other measures taken by the government like PF withdrawals, lower PF contributions, and so on, measures have been taken, but probably measures are a bit inadequate or sometimes not properly explained through the processes. Then we are talking about equity and debt for growth and working capital. This is more for startups than general MSMEs. But here, what the government has included in this 20 lakh Atmanirbharata plan is the discussion about fund of funds, which was already in the last budget. And the mechanism was drawn up at that time through SIDBI, and SIDBI to SEBI registered venture funds, which have to invest into the startups. Again, the startups are those which are approved or recognized under DPIIT. So this is in just one small context I wanted to bring up, where there could be gaps, where there could be delays. Now, Other recent government actions also we saw. One of that is FDI rules that we imposed when in March the markets fell around the world. Some of the opportunistic investors from all over the world, but more specifically China, went around and started investing. We also saw that increase in investments in HDFC in India, where the investment of Chinese central bank increased from 0.8% to 1%. Now, at this stage, many countries imposed restrictions on investments coming from China, which included US and Australia. And India did that too, which is, we can't say. So the FDI rules that were brought in were to basically control China-based investments, though we defined it as countries bordering India. Now, you may say that this is only to control China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and so on, but it is not so. Supposing an entity registered in US, UK, Australia, or wherever, let's say Singapore, but it has got investments, even the ultimate business ownership of maybe the next parent or a number of 2, 3 parents higher rests with one of these countries, even then the investment becomes difficult. Now, why I'm saying this, if it was for FPIs, foreign portfolio investors, which is having a flight capital, which comes into stock markets and which may come, which may go, it may only affect stock market. Whereas a FDI, currently, many of the MSMEs, many of the startups are in need of money. Now, when we need money, restrictions are not ideal. Now, when I say restrictions, what has the government done? It has said any FDI from these countries has to be pre-approved. Now, so far it was all direct investment. Now it is pre-approved. Now pre-approved, we know how long it takes. Will we have enough capacity to survive these times, to wait till the government approves and wait till the money comes in? So I think the government has to act in this sense and put a threshold, exclude the newly defined MSMs like micro, small, and medium entities, exclude them because they are up to 100 crore turnover. Maybe let the investments come into them. Maybe restrict on the listed ones. Probably at that stage there could be a big control taken, because trading, the stocks that are traded, they may be trading lower, and there may be a increased investment and increased shareholding of these countries. The other initiative MSME Ministry has come out with is what is known as champions. Now this champions kind of terminology, creation and harmonious application of modern processes for increasing the output and national strength portal. Now I wonder whether this champions coinage has been drawn up by some Oxford graduate in English literature, or somebody with the business school mindset, or is this just an old wine in the new bottle? We are only putting a grievance redressal mechanism. There was an email address that was provided. I wrote to that, gave a few suggestions from me, but for last 5 days I have not even said okay, thank you from that email address. So I wonder whether this grievance redressal will really be fast enough, because right now the situation is such, the grievances will rise, and we will certainly need MSME Ministry to come and help the micro and small as well as medium enterprises. Now we may be seeing in this Atmanirbharata plan a compilation of all policies and packages together, whether they were new or old. Now we need to examine whether this is the time to talk a long-term strategy, or we have to provide survival capital, make the entities stand on their own. Okay, what we need is an efficient delivery of policies, and most importantly, bureaucracy, red tape, and graft and corruption has to be curtailed, because this is going to make a big impact on the survival and revival of the small entities. There is no time to waste. Every day we are seeing things are changing. We are later on with the tech presentations, we will see how important it is to cut down on time wastage in between. It is important that high level monitoring of delivery of the package to every small business entity must also be ensured. Now, in this process, I have just drawn a chart. It may look complicated with lots of arrows. I've tried to make them slightly colored. It may or may not be clearly visible. This is what I call as a liquidity flow diagram, where all people, all stakeholders of our business or economy are featured. If you see on the sides, the blue colored stuff is all the consumers or people who are salaried or freelance professionals or vocational workers, farmers, artisans, and all of that. We have government on the top, which includes finance ministry and RBI. Then we have the banks, the banking sector, banks, micro lending institutions, as well as other FIs, NBFCs. So then next to them, I have put the micro and small entities first, the small retail businesses, the traders, the service providers, then the wholesalers, and then the producers, manufacturers, and suppliers. What is the reason for that is banks are actually in a very critical position in this entire economic chain, so to say. Government is supporting banks. Banks have to support the salaried persons as well as farmers as well as the small traders. Now, why I'm giving importance to small retail businesses? As we know, if we read the balance sheets of any companies, what we see are two key elements. One is the current asset side, where we have receivables, stock, and on the liability side, we have the payment due to the suppliers or payment for expenses. Now, here what has happened is with this 2 months lockdown, most of this has gone to a standstill. Now, to revive that, bring liquidity in, it is very important that we provide that liquidity at the very base of this business cycle. The salaried people who are consumers or the farmers, whoever have to buy things from retail businesses, they will bring money. Banks have to provide to the smallest of small businesses. Then the small businesses will find money in their balance sheet to clear out the supplier bills, which are either from wholesale or the manufacturers or the service providers, and going upper. Now, with this, the liquidity flow will start, which will help the manufacturer and the producers to produce more, supply the yellow line that you might see, supply more, provide the goods, and the goods reach the ultimate end user or the consumer, as well as the money starts flowing back in if you see these blue arrows, which basically mean the money starts going back to the banks, to the government through taxes, and so on. This is just a kind of a quick summary I thought I could attempt to present, so that it is easier for the government as well as the banks to understand where they should first prioritize. That is where we say MSCs or MSMEs have to be given importance. So then I want to just compare. When I compared these GDP levels of Great Britain as well as Canada, Great Britain has US dollar 2.9 trillion GDP end of 2019, and we had around 2.7 trillion. So we are comparable from that point of view. And we are actually better off than Britain, because Britain for the last 4-5 years has been growing with a negative rate, whereas we have been growing at least with some positive rate, whether it is the declared rate of more than 5, 6, 7%, or the assumed rate of maybe 3 to 6%, whatever it is, we have been growing. Now, comparing that will not be too far-fetched for us. And then we have Canada, which has a lesser GDP level. Now, what did the Great Britain do? Interestingly, Great Britain has its Treasury Chancellor, who is an Indian origin, Mr. Rishi Sunak, who is also, you may know that he is the son-in-law of our IT pioneer, Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys. And he way back in March, he came out with this very clear-cut long-range plans. For example, he said whoever is a self-employed person who has to be affected by close down of their business will get a support up to 2,500 per month pounds. It is more than 2 lakh rupees, based on their past 2 years of earnings as per the submissions made to the government. Similarly, 7.5 lakh job losers got support up to an extent of 2,500 per month based on their past salaries. And most importantly, the smallest of small businesses were given pound sterling 50 up to 50,000 per each small business, which comes to about 45 lakh of rupees, interest free for first 12 months. This would cover 330 billion pound sterling, which is 15% of the GDP. Now, this is quite interesting. Why I say quite interesting? Look at that interest-free element for 12 months. An economy which is not growing, which is having negative growth in the past, has provided this. And how did they provide this? The guarantee that we are talking about now in the month of May, coming from the government to the banks, was actually proposed at that time. The British government was to guarantee this much of amount, up to this much of amount, 15% of the GDP, to the banks, so that banks would provide these funds. And he also explained the nitty-gritties, the process. Now, this is the question some people are asking. HDFC is not doing this, SBI is not doing this, or they are not aware and all that. There, he clearly spelled out the process in which this can be availed. He mentioned there is a one-page form to be filled. Within 24 hours, this has to be responded by a bank. Within 3 to 4 days, the money has to actually hit the bank accounts of the businesses. Now, how this is calculated, again with the back data of last three years of submissions that they have done for the IT and other value-added taxes. Now, they have also promised more measures in future. And Canada, likewise, Canada has a very vibrant, robust system of education and healthcare facilities, mostly free. We don't need to discuss too much, but we have already mentioned what other countries have done. Now, I'm not saying that just because they have done, we have to do, but I'm seeing that because they have done, we are now slowly following at least some of those measures, where the bank guarantee that, the government guarantee that is come out now, we didn't come out when RBI announced the same around 25th of March. And about the policy, how quickly, how swiftly government or the RBI has brought out their policies. If you noticed, the first case of COVID came into India on January 30th, and we have had a response from Finance Ministry towards the end of March. And when RBI made this presentation of a 3 months extension, it covered a period of 3 to 3.5 weeks earlier, March 1st, by which time lots of installments had already been taken out from these businesses. And even though there was a scope for refund of those installments back into the accounts, because what was needed is that this money was needed in the month of April as well as May, when things were closed down for other matters, maybe to pay even half of the salary, or pay rents which were not exempt, pay certain other bills. So that took a long time after RBI made the announcement around end of March. And I have experience of a number of small entities where banks, not just HDFC, even SBI took a long time to consider and process and then put through the request. HDFC, I can understand with the questions also, has been slightly notorious. I have heard other people share on LinkedIn as well, in this sense that towards the end of May, they came up and said that we have postponed your 2 months of installments, April and May, and from June you have to start repaying. And only within few days, RBI came out with the further extension of 3 months. Now, you can see now RBI's second stage of implementation, maybe putting a little bit of pressure on banks to do it all over again, to process it all over again. Maybe banks will have again tough time or more time taken. Right now, for the government to help MSMEs, we need a strong government. Now, we see when we fly, the security announcements tell us, when there's less cabin pressure, first put the oxygen mask for yourselves and then help others. So the government needs to be strong. It has to organize its finances better. It has to redo it and refocus on people, and also reward the honest taxpayer, because now we have 3 years of GST data and a lot of IT returns that have been filed. If there is an honest taxpayer, provide him more support than getting this support distributed over to many other parties. Important to clear dues and also grant smaller government contracts. Now the government came out with restricting up to 200 crores projects, no foreign bidding. But I would not go into 200 crores. I would go and say micro entities need smaller projects coming from governments. It is necessary that they should be supported by these projects up to 5 crores, that micro and small entities, get these benefits. Quickly running through, I heard some comments made earlier. Remember one thing: cost cutting will have a limited effect. It will only help you maybe to reduce 10% or 20%. It can't do more. But improving your revenue growth, adding new products, services, geographies will have an infinite effect on your balance sheet. So you need to ensure that you have efficiency, you have added newer products, and also not worry much on cost cutting, even though it is needed. Then it's necessary that you have to organize yourself collectively, seek right advice, right guidance from the experts, as well as go to your banks, go to your governments as a collective force. Don't just say that, by keeping quiet, I will get. Crying baby gets milk fast. Okay. And the banks also need to understand very quickly that they have to now shun that old adage which says, give umbrella when the sun shines and take it back when it rains. It has to be the reverse. And also they should understand best risk management tool for banks is not by giving 10,000 crores to one single entity. Rather, give 1 crore to 10,000 MSMEs by spreading your risks into many baskets. And now that you have government guarantee, it will be wonderful for you to take those risks. And by parking your funds to a central bank is not necessarily a banking tool. And for self-employed, I will say, you also need to learn new skills and new methods for your skills to be employed and utilized. Okay. Corporate professionals at this stage, kindly be kind to the MSMEs, provide them all the required services, and be reasonable if possible with your fee expectations. Maybe base it on a success. Finally, I would say to the government, the banking, finance sector, the regulators and professionals, let us act responsibly and help MSMEs recover, regain strength, and they will help us. The advisory professionals, when they grow and prosper, when the MSMEs grow, first stand up, grow and prosper, we'll all be helped. Let us act responsibly for them. Thank you. That is my quick presentation for you all.